We last week, when I broke down, were talking about the Good Samaritan, which is just a phenomenal story in the Bible. The story is one of the most misused parables that there is because it's not a story about, as I said, climate change or actually even helping others. It's a story about a lawyer asking, how can I be saved? How can I have eternal life? How can I inherit it? And Jesus, the point of that is to hold up a mirror and to say, you can't do this. His answer, the lawyer, Jesus says back to him, how do you say? You read the law, you're a scribe, you know the Bible. What does the law say about inheriting eternal life? And he recites the Shema, love the Lord your God with all of your heart, soul, mind, and might. And the second is like unto it, love your neighbor as yourself. And Jesus said, okay, just go do that. You've answered well. He doesn't give him the plan of salvation because it's clear in that story that the lawyer is trying to test him and trying to justify himself. And Jesus' point, and so he asks, so who's my neighbor, to justify himself? And Jesus tells the story of the Good Samaritan, where the Good Samaritan finds a beaten Jew, and he takes care of him. He heals his wounds. He bandages him. He lifts him up, puts him on his donkey. He takes him to an inn. He pays for about 24 days. He writes a blank check and says to the innkeeper, whatever else is required, then I'm going to pay that. And the Jews hated the Samaritans. And so he's saying, you do that. And no one, and I pointed to myself, no one of us can actually live up to that. I never have. And I tried to say the only person I would do that for is myself, and all of us would be in that same position because we love ourselves. And so we can't live up to that. We're called to be saved because God has mercy and grace, and that is the point of that story.